Hey there, and welcome. You know that feeling, standing in a busy airport, feeling just a little bit lost? Well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to break down the entire process, from walking up to that check-in counter all the way through the security line, so you know exactly what to do and what to say.
So, have you ever had that moment, that little nod of anxiety right at the check-in counter? You're fumbling around for your passport, wondering, am I saying the right thing? Yeah, it happens to a lot of us. But don't you worry, because by the end of this, you are going to be walking through that airport like you own the place.
All right, so let's get right into it. We're looking at two main stops on our airport journey today. First, we'll hit the check-in counter, and then we'll tackle the security line. Simple as that. Let's go.
Okay, first things first, the check-in desk. Think of this as your official starting line. This is where you have your first real chat with the airline. Their whole job is to make sure you are who you say you are, grab your big suitcases, and hand over that golden ticket, your boarding pass.
So you walk up to the counter, and the first thing you'll probably hear is something like this. They're going to ask for your passport and ticket. My advice? Have them in your hand ready to go. It just makes everything smoother. This is how they pull up your flight info and, confirm it's actually you.
Okay, so your passport. It's basically the key to the world, right? It's that official little book from the government that says, yep, you can travel internationally. The agent needs to see it for two big reasons. One, to prove you're you, and two, to make sure the country you're flying to will actually let you in. So yeah, keep that thing safe, but don't bury it at the bottom of your bag.
All right, so after you hand over your stuff, this is your chance to make a request. You could say something just like this. Here you go, I'd like a window seat, if possible. See that little magic phrase at the end, if possible? It's super polite and shows you know it might not be available. It's a great little trick.
And what exactly is a window seat? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's the one with the view, perfect for those amazing cloud pictures. The other main options are an aisle seat, which is awesome if you like to get up and stretch your legs, or, the dreaded middle seat. If you've got a favorite, now's the time to ask. Just remember, it's a request, not a demand.
All right, next up, let's talk about the bags. This is a big one, probably the most crucial part of checking in, so we really want to get the lingo down.
So, once they've sorted out your seat, the next question is almost always this one. Are you checking any bags today? Now, that word checking is super important. In an airport, it means something very specific.
And a really common answer sounds something like this. Just this one suitcase, and I have this small carry-on bag. Boom. In that one little sentence, you've just covered the two main kinds of bags you'll ever deal with.
So let's really spell this out, because it's a game changer. Checking a bag, that's your big suitcase. You literally hand it over to the airline, say, see you later, and they put it under the plane. You won't see it again until you land. Your carry-on, on the other hand, is your trusty sidekick. It's the smaller bag that stays with you the whole time, either up in the overhead bin or tucked under the seat in front of you.
Okay, so once the bags are all sorted out, the agent will wrap things up. You'll hear these magic words. Great, here is your boarding pass. Please head to security. That's your cue. It means you're done with part one.
Now, this boarding pass, from this moment on, it is your most important possession. Seriously, it's got everything on it. Your name, your gate, when you need to start boarding, where you're sitting. You need it for security, you need it to get on the plane, so don't just shove it in a pocket. Keep it somewhere safe but easy to grab.
All right, boarding pass in hand, deep breath, you're heading to the next level, the security line. I know, this part can feel a little intense, but honestly, it's really just about listening and following a couple of super simple steps.
As you get closer to the scanners, a security officer is going to start giving out instructions. You'll definitely hear some version of this. They're not just being picky, I promise. Taking stuff out helps their machines get a clear picture of what's in your bag. So the best thing to do is just listen up and do what they say.
So let's just make a quick mental checklist here. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to do these two things. Shoes come off and go into a bin. And any big electronics, we're talking laptops, tablets, that kind of thing, they need to come out of your bag and go into their very own bin. That's it. Doing this helps the line move so much faster for everybody.
And just like that, you're through security. Nicely done. So, before we finish up, let's do a super quick recap of those key phrases we talked about. This is like your pocket guide to sounding like a travel pro.
Okay, here are the big 3. To ask for a seat, you'll say, I'd like a window seat, if possible. The question you need to be ready for is, are you checking any bags? And the phrase you want to hear at the end is, you are all set. Seriously, commit those to memory and your check-in will be a total breeze.
And that's it. That's the phrase you're listening for. When you hear the check-in agent say, "You are all set," you can take a breath and know you've nailed it. Hopefully, the next time you walk into an airport, it won't feel like some big, scary test. Instead, it'll just feel like the real start of your adventure. Safe travels.